Hello there, my beautiful Librans. Welcome into a random next 48-hour tarot reading for you. As you can see, we're going to begin with some animal oracles. So let's do some shuffling and see what we're beginning with for my Librans for around the next 2 days or so. For Libra, right from the middle, we're beginning with 2 cards. Take a leap of faith, and life is speeding up. Okay. And so it feels like this Libran collective needs to somewhat catch their breath in the next 48, as again, it's saying right here very clearly, life is speeding up. Now, I feel like a lot of which that you have been asking for, wanting, maybe needing very much in a demanding sense, or at least partially in a demanding sense. These things are starting to come to fruition for you. You're starting to see something of importance for a lot of which growing quite nicely, and you're feeling the momentum picking up. You're feeling the energy increasing, maybe even the value of this and that of importance for you, even maybe your personal soul value, that taking an increase in the next 48 or so. But I feel like you, in certain ways, for certain small reasons, you want things to slow down at certain points. Maybe it's for some because you're fearful, of the worst or the past repeating itself. But there's a very clear message and a reminder to us Libra, because I'm a Leo, Libra if you're new, or need that reminder. We need to learn from our past, all right? We need to remember at certain points very simplistically what we did too much of or too little of, or where we went wrong, or when maybe we repeated something that created something negative, So there's just something about that for you being drawn to this reading, because as life speeds up, we're needing to be very discerning is what I'm hearing, very quick-witted. We're needing to very much utilize what we've been through, what we've learned, to make fleeting choices, all right? And I'm hearing the message of fleeting changes. But take a leap of faith, because it's seeming to be a time where Spirit is saying where things have been feeling the same or just maybe stagnant, we're needing to freshen things up. And so I wouldn't be surprised if things are speeding up in certain ways in the majority of your life. And then there's a leap of faith where Spirit's saying this is meant to be a safe choice for you that is guaranteed because we planned it for you. Some of which it has to do with you giving, dating a chance and diving into 1 or 2 potential options, or somebody who could be good for you. But this could be more in regards to a work situation for some. It could be a number of things, because we do have a lot of different Librans here. But point being is there's a need to take a leap of faith, and you might even find it's more so or as well a time period where Spirit's helping you prepare for one, if not a couple of different important leaps of faith that do lie just around the corner on the near horizon. But I kind of want to pull a couple more. Watch and wait. Interesting. Watch and wait. It's this feeling of you noticing that your efforts are paying off. You're noticing that where you haven't been seeing all of the results that you deserve, that you desire, that you were even told were guaranteed to, flow in for you to come to be, you're now starting to see them. And I'm not saying they're all coming to be, everything's going to be arriving on your doorstep and becoming ultra successful in the next 48, but there is significant progress. There is a ton of energy shifting these things forward for you, shifting your path forward, shifting you forward as a soul. And it feels like as these energies, these spirits, I want to say, are really assisting, even your energy is assisting with this. With different factors and things as a whole shifting on forward once again, you're going to be feeling a change in your existence. The way you live, the way you feel, the way you digest and perceive, the way you approach. It just feels like things are going to be developing greatly for you. and you're going to be sensing maybe the beginning stages, or a little bit of which within this 2-day period. Wow. And over here we have transformation is beautiful, because I do sense that you are being perceived as a very transformed individual, while it seems to be a time as well where other people's levels of transformation are somehow connecting, or connecting to your individual transformation, maybe in a relatable sense. But I'm now being drawn to the word answers. You're going to receive answers within the next 2 days. There's going to be angels on your side flowing in and working through other people and scenarios, experiences, to give you clarity, to help provide you answers of importance. Those some of those answers may even feel for a lot of you like a long time coming. You may have forgotten that you had once really heavily desired that sense of understanding, that those answers, or that answer. Anyways, but it really feels like you are standing out in the crowd as a very transformed individual, where it's like slowly but surely your crown feels more than ever placed and secured on your Libran head. And then they're saying, well, think about this. You have such great influence on many, many souls. You know, whether you have a platform, if not multiple, like myself, online, obviously that's playing into it. It could be more in regards to you being a public speaker, someone with a business or two of importance, or it could be through your work otherwise, through your job or something. Some of you volunteer. There's a sense of you being a very respectable, very assisting, hardworking kind of soul, with the purity and the transformation, you know, beneath their belt, that just feels to be growing by the day. You know, all of those positives. You're growing by the day, Libra. It's obvious. There's also a feeling of your good looks improving, if that makes sense. It was weird wording. It's as if you're looking fantastic in the next 48, maybe even recently for a lot of you. But it's almost as if your hard work and even certain levels of consistent minimal effort here and there, routine-wise, paying off in regards to you going through a glow up, or just looking for somebody thinner, less bloated, less inflamed. It feels like your skin complexion's looking pretty good, although you do seem to be quite picky in regards to that for a lot. But yeah, I do feel a little bit of a self-critical energy, but maybe even a really confident, kind of cocky energy about a lot of you. Anyways, but the whale spirit, as you can see placed at the top of your reading, as these cards are completely tilted, because there's a need for you to more than ever trust the great mystery. And I do like that this is kind of his dive into the grasshopper spirit, where that one was again talking about a leap of faith. Anyways, but you're going to be feeling more grand in the next 48 as well, where you can see here, it almost feels like this is, it's like as you're watching and waiting, at times you feel like you're looking back, right? And spirit's part of that, while in reality, things are speeding up on forward, and things are growing and progressing for you, and you feel like you're finally making, I'm getting the wording, leeway, all right? You're finally experiencing the ball rolling for you. It's like you can get ahead. You maybe feel like you can accomplish some levels of catch up. But then, you know, again, we have that leap of faith energy in the midst of trusting that great mystery, and things are just transforming and growing and connecting quite nicely. It's almost as if one thing connects to the other expectedly and unexpectedly, if I could even spit that out. Does that make sense? And so now I'm getting randomly, Libra, there's somewhat of a focus upon the fact that you get this, but you don't. You understand this, but you don't. Or you don't fully, or you actually just don't. But I feel like Spirit's saying that's just all wrapped up into the mystery that we're needing to trust. Anyways, let's pull a couple tarot cards, because it was supposed to be a tarot reading, not just an oracle reading. The Fool card over here in reverse because I feel like it's almost as if as life speeds up, you don't have this true leap of faith into something more independent for you, more successful, more lucrative, maybe more of a lavish lifestyle for some. Anyways, or it has something to do with that. But I'm feeling like this, it's almost like we go here and then the energy starts to transform to support a leap of faith or two that you know does lie ahead, but it's not time for it just yet. So I wouldn't be surprised if you kind of feel like you are, or you're reminded that you're in the midst of a stepping stone along your path, right? You may feel like you're in between two major chapters, while this chapter feels maybe a bit refreshing, while still feeling heavy at times, but very, very purposeful to say the very least, right? Because you walk a very purposeful spiritual path. And so I sense that you're going to need to more than ever fall back into what you already know and what you need to believe in more than ever, right? The possibilities for the future moving forward, trusting in the fact and the great mystery that Spirit has your back now and more so moving forward, and things are just going to pan out and work out better than you could ever even begin to expect. But it feels like a time where you're going to feel compassion coming in for you very often, quite often, and that's going to feel super satisfying, comforting, encouraging. It's almost as if this collective is quite efficient and motivated, typically to encourage others, but doesn't really feel it comes in for them often enough, right? Or at all. And so I wouldn't be surprised if that's why that's happening. But it does feel like either way, things are starting to align for you. Things are being created for you, with you, and even at a distance to benefit you is now what I'm getting. But there's also seeming to be at least one, if not multiple, deliveries of importance, purchases of importance. You're thinking about getting your finances in order, all right? Maybe needing to save for this and that of importance moving forward. But yeah, all right, Libra, I'm going to end your reading on that random note. I hope these next 48-hour messages were truly helpful. I am sending you a ton of love and light. Take care.